This isn't your typical motorsports podcast. You're listening to Crush This, a monster truck podcast presented by High Octane Coffee and J Concepts. A show where we take you inside the minds of your favorite drivers, past and present, of the monster truck industry. And now, your hosts, Brad Shaw and Dan Chichagash. Buckle in. The show starts now.
Oh, geez. My bad. The show starts now, and I messed up. I'm new to this little format here, and I just screwed up. What's going on, people? It's Cheech here for Crush This. I think there's a little bit of a delay here. Still trying to figure out what's going on with my internet, and go on from there. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. If you guys can write back, you guys can hear me pretty good. That's pretty good. Anyway, what's going on, guys? Brad is a little bit sick. I guess he's under the weather, so we're gonna try to go ahead and go without him. But it looks like we're doing pretty well. You guys can see me and stuff like that, the videos, everything like that. So feedback, if you guys need to, that'd be awesome. Anyway, thank you to High Octane Coffee. Also, J Concepts, Back Channel Productions. Go ahead and check out pretty soon what's going on for him. Once again, 6B Apparel. We have our crew shirts for sale, $100 a pop. We got the OG one. That's kind of like that right there. Also, the New Wave. And what's up? My parents said hi. How's it going? Hi. Also, we got Bradley Shaw Productions designs. Go ahead and check his stuff out. JB Scale Graphics. He's officially licensed by Bigfoot, Overkill, Obsessed, and other monster trucks. If you guys getting close to the summertime, springtime, and want a cool design of your favorite RC monster trucks in his list, please go check him out, and he will go ahead and try to help you guys out with that stuff. Next week, we have Ryan Capone. I can't pronounce his last name. I'm sorry, Ryan, but he owns a truck over in New York, the Reaper. And he's going to talk to us next week about stuff. Once again, we are rescheduling Deal Wilson, so we're going to plan on doing that. It's weird having the solo screen, so you guys can actually see all the pictures that I have right there. Right here with that, and the Bigfoot behind me. Speaking about Bigfoot. But we're getting ready to do some stuff here pretty soon, so it's going to be pretty exciting. Once again, our live, our audio on iTunes and Spotify is up and running. So we just uploaded Leo Donald's show. We also did the USA Motorsports Roundtable. If you haven't checked that out, please go ahead. That was Tim Hall, Dan Patrick, oh my gosh, David Morris, and wow, I just brain fart. Anyway, and also Don Frankish was on there too, and now I'm brain farting on, and Lonnie Childress. Sorry, Lonnie, he was last week's guest, and that's also live on our iTunes and Spotify too. So once again, folks, Brad's not going to be on. He's a little bit under the weather. Get better soon. But more or less, that's about news and info and everything else. So what's going on, guys? Go ahead and ask questions for our guest tonight. He was on our audio broadcast maybe a year and a half ago, and it was pretty cool to have him on. And this time we're going to catch up with him and see what's been like since this almost a year ago. The world pretty much shut down. So we're going to catch up with him right here live at a Mexican restaurant with his family. So we're gonna have him on. And that's Mr. Hot Rod himself, Mr. Rodney Tweedy.
Yo,
Hey, what's up,
dog.
man?
How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. Ooh, yeah, dig it. Doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Hold on. Philip Norman said hi to you, and he says,
Phil
"Can I
Norman.
text you my question?" Go ahead, Phil. I guess you could text me your question, and go from there.
Could you elaborate on again who Phil Norman is? That name sounds
Phil?
familiar. Yeah.
Phil Norman. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was some crew guy for a team he worked on in St. Louis. His brother drove the same truck, I guess, or and then
What's his
after all
brother's
this,
name?
Sister Christian.
I know exactly who you're talking about. She is such a nice girl. I've always liked Sister Christian. What's up, Phil? What you say, buddy?
You know, they named Night Ranger named a song after him. So, I mean,
I
her,
wrote
whatever.
the song and sold it to Night Ranger.
Oh, really? Here's a little fact. Night Ranger as a band does not have a bassist. They had 3 guitars.
For real?
That's what I heard.
I'm about to check into that. I don't believe you.
I don't believe me. You didn't believe me there was a sun on top of your head until you turned left.
I'm so bright. It follows me where I go.
Look at that. You actually have the crazy thing is above your head there is a portrait of a sun, but under right to it is like a giant LED light. So onto your right. Now it's no more. There's a light in the corner. Now it's gone. Gone. No more. There it is. You're like wrong way, Rick. Man, how's it been for you?
Anyway? What you
There
been
it
up
is.
to?
There it is. There's the light right behind your head. It's shining. When you get off, look
Right
at
there?
that. Or for me, there it is. Now it's off. For me, I'm still with the Hall brothers, and we're just doing right now, getting ready to do some displays and stuff like that. We just got done with a show in Corbin, Kentucky for the Monsters of Destruction group, the same group as the Monster Nationals. You dealt with them before. And we just got done with doing that. I was at the Super Bowl doing a display for Ram. That was a cool time. I can't beat 75-degree weather and then coming back here to -2, but it is what it is. I mean, right now Brad's here. We'll be in Canada. We were 5 Celsius. I don't know what Celsius is, whatever, but it is what it is. But anyway, was doing pretty well, and just right now, a lot of stuff got pushed back. It seems like some stuff going on pushed back to later on. But the bright side is outside of Texas and Florida, Missouri and Kentucky just opened up. So how's that going for you guys right now with the COVID? I heard they are all opened up.
You thought it was froze, didn't you?
Huh?
I'm just messing with you. The
Man.
weather's great here. It is fabulous. Today it was like 45, sunny. But other than that, we just, me and my crew chief, Logan Tweedy, we just went to Lexington, Kentucky yesterday. We just got back just a little bit, right before this broadcast, actually. And we had to take a load of planters over there and drop them off at this big mansion that they're remodeling. So that was pretty fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, we're getting a lot of questions here. Jeremy Dishman asked, can you put some makeup on?
What do you mean put some, I really need any makeup? I mean, really? I mean, come on. It don't get any sexier than this. We all know that. He's just jealous.
He's just a sexy boy. Sexy boy.
Yes, that's for sure. But you know the deal is Jeremy's so old, his eyes are bad, and he can't tell because he's an old guy.
Yeah. Well, he's good. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. So, I mean, we're just starting off the bat here because Christian Norman said, "Haha, Rodney, you would do a podcast at the Canteen restaurant." Man, I miss this hunk of burning love. I have a question. How much did the Willie Bar bolts cost to replace in that killer Willie you win had 2 years back?
That is a very good question. So everybody better listen up because we almost broke the bank with Willie bars. The Willie bar bolts are way more expensive than any motors out there. And I mean, we got an earful about the Willie bar bolts. I was told to calm down on Willie because we was breaking way too many bolts. But we never hurt the Willie bar and we never hurt the frame. We just hurt the bolts. And certain guys at the shop, I won't mention any names, Brian Bertoletti, but he was told me I need to quit breaking the bolts.
Well, he's not at my house, so it's all good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's all good. Oh my gosh. Then Jeremy answered, he's much older than this sexy man. Jeremy saying, but hey, man, how has it been? Man, we're start the last time we we did an interview with you. It was before the COVID. So how has it been for you? And let's just fast forward that part and just you know what I mean, like people probably want to catch up with Hot Rod.
Well, I mean, it was pretty devastating when all this went down. Naturally, you're sitting here and you're running back to back, every weekend, racing hard, doing great, and then all of a sudden everything just comes to a complete halt. And honestly, I didn't even realize this virus was even going on. Whenever Bob and Ed told us, it was just like, we're going to have to park these trucks because we can't take a chance on you guys getting out there and catching it. And I was not really aware of what was going on because we was running so much going from the East Coast to the West Coast and all over. I never really watched TV, so I really didn't know how bad it really was. And I just can't thank them guys enough for stopping when we did and taking care of us and not going out. As far as I know, none of the drivers ended up with COVID. And, it's pretty serious, event with that stuff. So, again, I was grateful for that and just trying to recover from not doing the monster truck stuff. It's been pretty tough. I ain't going to lie. I mean, you're so used to going out on the weekend and seeing the fans and, competing and racing and seeing all your racing buddies. And then all of a sudden it just stops. And then you're like, now what? So, 2 weeks went by and after it was stopped. I caught myself in the middle of the week, didn't even know what day it was. I didn't know if it was Saturday or Tuesday or what, because I didn't have a purpose. I'd sleep till noon or whatever, and I'm just like, I cannot keep doing this. I have to stay busy. So, luckily, one of my wife's friends runs this place up in Pomona, Illinois. It's called Long Shadow, and they make planters, and they sell these and statues to all over people all over the world. They are the largest planter production place there is, as far as I know, and they have the best quality. There's so many movie stars and actors, rock stars, and rappers that actually buy all these planters, and we just ship them every day, constantly. It's unbelievable how, like today, me and Logan just took, I think it was 22 planters over to Lexington, Kentucky, for this mansion they're remodeling, and it is just absolutely amazing to see them make them, because they actually make them all from just sand and water and all that, and It is. It's a neat place, and they got 180 acres there. 80 of it is mobile. So I actually mow and haul their planters and just kind of take care of the grounds for now until the monster trucks ever pick back up again. And I feel very fortunate to be able to do this because, there's not that many jobs going around, you know, with everything that's going on. So it just kind of fell into my lap. I think God was watching over me because He's like, you know what? You have a bunch of kids and you need to make some money so you can keep them fed. So it all worked out. So I'm very fortunate for that. And it's nice to be home with the kids, hanging out and doing stuff with them. But, deep down, I really do miss the fans, meeting new people, and competing, uh, because that's just what I do. And it's been hard on my boys. Naturally, Logan was my sidekick. We did everything together. My oldest son, Austin Tweedy, he was working for a racing team. He was their crew chief, so he was traveling everywhere. My third oldest son was going to college in St. Louis to be a high performance engine builder. That came to a stop. So really, it's just almost like the whole Tweedy family just got shut down that fast.
It's just crazy how it just stopped on a dime, and then
It is. It
it
really
needs to slowly progress. And it's been
is.
pretty rough. Even with us, it's just like gigs just kept on turning down, or postponing, turning, and then oh, we'll do it next year, and just hopefully everything turns around here soon, and we'll get the ball rolling and go ahead and go on from there. Um,
Yeah.
you still keep in touch with the
Oh,
team and stuff like that?
oh, yeah. I mean, I try to touch in with Bob, every so often, just check in, let him know I'm still alive and kicking. And me and Christian, we call each other about every 2 weeks, just sit there and BS and just have a good time. I seen
You,
Mike Miller here about a month or so. He was down here in my neck of the woods where I am. Um, I have not seen Darren or talked to him any, but he's the only active driver that Foot still has. So he just been doing the fill-ins and stuff like that wherever shows they have or displays or whatnot until things can get picked back up. The good thing though, Bigfoot has kept all of their shop guys. They're all still in there painting, working, and doing this and that, all their things. So they're all staying busy. So it's just we're just kind of on hold for now until everything can get picked up, backed up. I've had so many people that's called me and sent me messages, and they're just like, "Man, when are you going to get back behind the wheel again?" And I'm like, "I just don't know. I just don't." And they're just like, "Well, we really, can't wait to see you driving again." And I said, "Well, I can't wait to be out there driving again. It's just this is just a crazy, crazy experience that we're all going through, and it's not just the monster truck drivers, it's entertainment, period, from, rock bands to, just anything that has to do with entertainment, it's just stopped. And hopefully it'll start trickling back down and start coming up again. But until then, we got to survive. We got to keep working and, keep hoping for, something that'll happen real soon and get everything going again.
right. It's just been like I said, been some crazy times, but uh, outside of that, like you said, you caught up with what's going on, and catching up with all the guys. There's a couple more people here. Let's see here. Jeremy wants to know if those are hearing aids on you. Let's
Yes.
see here. Yes, they're super. They're super. He can hear the people talking right now without even on the
I
chat here.
actually
He could.
I actually heard him typing what he just asked me because I knew that what he was going to ask me that because I heard when he hit the keypads. What do you think about that,
Right.
Jeremy? Hmm.
Yeah. Ooh. We got a lot of people praising you too. Levi Shones said You're the best Bigfoot driver I know. Great to hear your voice again, Rodney. Also, glad to get to know you. Your boys, Austin, Logan. Hope they are both doing well. I just got my CDL checkup, and they put some stuff in my eyes, and it's just I don't know, man. I don't know. It irritating my one eye, but I'm reading good with small little letters.
I hate it when that
That
happens. And
dialect is it dialect?
Levi, he crewed for us out there. We did a show in California, and I think if I remember right, we wadded up some parts there, and him and Logan jumped in there, and we had to get some welders come in, and it was just a typical hot rod weekend of bashing and trashing, and trying to get it going. Yeah, Levi was great that weekend. He really was. He worked his butt off, and it's a pleasure to get to meet guys like that out on the road because uh, there's just sometimes you need an extra hand trying to get the truck ready to get back out there, and he
Mm-hmm.
definitely was a big hand that weekend. And I think if he stays after it, I know that he had went to work for Monster Jam there for a while as a crew guy until all this happened. So maybe once this all opens back up, he can find a spot on another team somewhere.
So we're gonna break off this monster truck talk and Rodney's talk. Let's talk about this Mexican restaurant you're in, and how how good the food is there right now. What did you
It
get? You
is,
got a breakfast a salad taco salad.
yes, a taco salad. And that's the thing about me. I like to change it up. Like tomorrow, I'll come in here and maybe I'll have a steak fajita. And then the next day, I'll come in here and have a burrito. And then the next day, I'll come in here and I might have another taco salad because this is what we do. We live for Mexican food. And since we
So I
can't
have a
go down south and get any of that, we have made home here in El Jalapeno in Anna, Illinois. You come by and see us.
all right. Hey, by the way, I call it Tex-Mex because I don't even think real Mexicans even consider our Mexican food really Mexican food.
Austin
But
talks about Tex Mex all the time down there in Dallas.
Tex-Mex. So
Yeah.
there was so the Childress brothers, Lonnie and Jason, down at
No, I think I've heard of
Sullivan,
those guys a little bit.
and a little bit. So we went to this Mexican restaurant. It was called the Mexican Barn, and we went there, and there was a meal that was like a Polo Loco or something like that, which was like rice, chicken, and beans. And I don't like beans because beans, a magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. And anyway, we went ahead, and I told the lady, I was like, I want to exchange this beans with rice, so have some extra rice. And then I asked for an extra plate of rice. So I added the meal plus the extra rice. Well, she got confused and gave me 3 plates full of extra rice, and I had to hand it to everyone at the counter about this rice stuff, and it was just I overflow. I had chicken, but it came as a side. My main course was rice, but it's okay. I'm half Asian. It's all good. So I'll have that. But still,
I, I have a
normally,
story for you.
oh geez, go ahead, go ahead, go
I
ahead.
was eating at a Mexican restaurant down, might have been in Abilene or somewhere down there, okay? And I was like, I wanted a taco salad, naturally. And so she brought me out a taco salad. I'm starving. I just got done, I don't know, did a display down there or something. I was starving. And I'm in there. I'm just going through this taco salad. And all of a sudden, I feel something weird in my mouth. I'm like, what the crap? So I reached in my mouth. I pulled it out. It was a piece of metal of, how like you drill and it'll make that curly cue,
Yeah, like
when you drill a
yeah,
metal.
like a
I
curly
done in
fry.
my, yes. I got down to my salad and it was just full of those. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And I'm like, if I'd have swallowed that thing, mm-mm. So luckily I called the waitress over and I showed her and they was all sorry and apologized. And then it's like, can we get you another one? I'm like, no. I need to get out of here is what I need to do because I was in the middle of nowhere, didn't know anybody around there, and the last thing I want to do is eat a bunch of metal. So, yeah, that was my experience at one of the nice little taco places
Nice.
down there.
So did you tell him? Did you tell him next time? Well, next time you go to a restaurant, saying, "I want a taco salad, hold the metal."
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I mean, it's one thing, but they could have at least sent me a Christmas card or something afterwards, apologizing. I didn't even get a Christmas card.
Maybe he could have welded you a candy cane, like a
You'd
metal candy
think,
cane.
wouldn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
So,
no, they didn't think of you.
anyway,
They didn't think of you. But so there's that light again. That light popped back up. That's a good thing. See, it's shiny all the time. Look at that. Look at that. How's the boys doing? Logan and Austin and all
well,
them.
they're actually two of my boys, Logan and Cameron, are working with me up there in Long Shadow. And Austin, since the monster truck thing got shut down, he moved back to Texas, and he is actually went back into the electrical work and is working for this electrical company. And he actually just did a segment on the Channel 4 News, Fox News,
It
Monday.
wasn't a mugshot.
Was it what?
It wasn't a mugshot.
No, that was actually live. They actually
Oh.
recorded him. I mean, he did so awesome. He was very professional. He answered all the questions, and I'll tell you what, he's a pretty smart cookie. He really is. Uh, but anyway, enough about him, because it seems like he always tries to steal the show.
He has his
Logan
own
is,
podcast. Let him talk his own podcast. We're
yeah,
on.
right.
He can,
I mean, and I haven't
he
even
has his
been on
own.
it.
Me
What's up
either.
with that? You think you could at least get your dad on your own podcast, wouldn't you? But ew. He's sitting here looking at me, smiling. But
Oh, what?
uh, my kids are all doing good, and we're all just kind of hanging out, waiting for the next thing to happen. But until then, let's back up a little bit, and we'll just start into the summer of the Tweedies. Last year, once this all started and everything, and I was working up there at Long Shadow, and one day at the end of summer, we started. Me and Logan was outside closing the pool. That's right. We put a pool cover on it, and then Rhonda was out in the shop doing something. I don't know. So anyway, she comes in the house and she's just like, or she comes out. She comes out to the pool and she said, "There's smoke everywhere." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She said, "There's smoke in the house." So I ran inside the house, and I mean, it was just full of smoke. I couldn't see nothing or anything. So I immediately called 911, and right as it rang, I guess I took a big, deep breath, and I got the coughing and a hacking. I couldn't breathe. I started dry heaving, and the 911 guy's yelling at the top of his lungs, "What is wrong? What's going on?" And I was like, finally, I said, "My house is on fire." And he's like, "Where are you at?" And I told him, and he was just like, "Stay out of the house, get everybody out of the house. We'll have a fire truck there immediately." So we're all outside, We tried to get as much stuff out as we could, but you just couldn't see nothing in there. And I swear it seemed like it took forever before the fire department got there. But in all reality, it really probably wasn't 5 minutes at the most, but it was just forever. So they got there, and naturally the fire had gotten up into the attic, and it was all on fire. The fireman had knocked the ceiling out of one end of the house and got up in there and shot like 2,500 gallons into the attic, all the way to the other end of the house. They got the fire out, and luckily they contained the fire to one end of the house. But when they shot that 2,500 gallons into the house, the next day, all that water soaked through, and not only the smoke and everything was so bad in the house that damaged it all, but it destroyed the walls, the everything. I mean, we lost everything. So that was pretty devastating. To end your summer more or less on, first you lost your dream job, now you just lost your house. So that was a hard one to get over. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I still can't get over how touched I am by everybody reaching out to us and helping us. The phone calls, the donations. I was just blown away. I really was, because I didn't know what to do. I'm sitting here, I'm watching my house burn, and I'm just like, you work your whole life to get things, and you know, busting your butt, sacrificing, and then just in a matter of minutes, everything's gone. And I didn't even know what to do, how to call my insurance company. I didn't know what to do. I've never dealt with nothing like this. And just so happened, one of my wife's friends works for an insurance company, and she was just like an angel, because she just put her arm around me and she said, "Rodney, who's your insurance?" I told her. She said, she asked me, she said, "Call them." I said, "I don't have their number." I said, "All our insurance stuff's in the house." She Googled everything, got a hold of them, answered all their questions. And I'm just sitting there, just tears are rolling down my cheeks, because I've just lost everything. And she totally took care of how to get a hold of the insurance company and all that. Well, everybody leaves. The fire trucks left, the police left, everybody left, and we're all standing in the front yard looking at each other. Now what do we do? We was just so lost. We just didn't know what to do. Then my son Cameron's boss called us and said, "Hey, why don't your family come stay at my house? I'm out of the town for the weekend, and you guys can sleep there." Because we didn't know what to do. I mean, we were just devastated. So we went there and we stayed, I think, 2 nights, and then finally the insurance called me and was like, "Hey, we're going to put you in a hotel and get you guys taken care of." I was like, "Okay." So we go to the hotel. Well, mind you, there is 4 grown kids, more or less, and then my wife, and 4 dogs. And they gave us 2 rooms, and we stayed in this hotel for 2 weeks, and it was $5,000 for 2 weeks. And I was only allocated in my insurance $10,000. So, okay, it's 5 months now since our house is burnt. We still haven't got a home. We're real close, but 5 months later, you do the math on that. 5 months, 2 weeks, 5 grand. What the crap was I going to do? And I'll tell you what, again, another one of my monster truck buddies, Doug Charles, out of nowhere, who has had Wild Thing. He said, "Rodney," he's like, "we got a single wide trailer my son Tristan's living in." He said, "We want you and your family to come and stay in it." He said, "It's all furnished." He's like, "Everything's in there. It's got beds." She said, "Sheets, everything." And they opened up their house to us, and I'm so overwhelmed by everybody helping us out and trying to get this horrible time. And if it wasn't for the monster truck family and my friends and all that, I don't know what we would have done. Honestly, I really don't. It was just one of those things that you always hear about, but you never went through it. And now that I've gone through it, it is horrible. And I just very, very grateful for everybody. Michelle Mills, she started the GoFundMe thing, and I'll tell you what, I didn't even know who she was. She just messaged me one day, and she's like, "Somebody needs to do something for you people." And I said, "Well, I don't even know what to do." She said, "I got it under control." And she did, and she took off with it, ran with it, and she's just amazing. I'm telling you, I just can't even thank her enough for helping us out, because it felt like our our lives was just falling to pieces. It was just one thing after another. And then all of a sudden, I just started hearing all these phone calls and messages and stuff. And I guess, you know, you don't really realize how much you touch the fans' lives and the kids' lives when you're out there on tour until something bad happens to you, and then they turn their favor around and show it back. And I'm still in awe over everything. I really am. I'm truly, truly blessed to get to drive the number one truck in the world and get to make so many friends and family all over the United States, from Canada, everywhere. And I just can't thank Bob Chandler for giving me the chance, Bob and Ann Trent. You know, it's changed me. It has. It's made me more of a humble person. That's for sure, because you just don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, we're gonna help you out here, you guys, also with the help of JB Scale Graphics. For the RC fans, also, we're gonna auction off a metallic wrap by 3M. It's the Charlie Angels Bigfoot wrap. So it can go on pretty much any body that you want, as a Chevy, Ford, whatever you want. The proceeds are going to you, your family, Rodney, and everything like that. So we'll post that up next tomorrow. It's from JB Scale Graphics, official graphics partner of Bigfoot and other RC trucks. So it's going to be an auction. So we're gonna have the highest bidder. We're gonna just do it in the next 5 days. So we'll
Wow,
get that
that
ball
is just
rolling.
so awesome.
So we're gonna do that for you. We're gonna post it and everything like that, and then we'll maybe start it on Friday, and then announce probably the winner on next Tuesday episode, and then go from there, just to help you out and everything you guys have been doing. What's been going on now with the house and everything like that? You guys found a new home?
Well, actually, that again. So the house burnt. We're in this devastation. Okay, so we're staying in the single wide trailer. Okay, so we're trying to regroup, and we're trying to figure out, okay, what do we want to do? Do we want to rebuild? Do we want to buy double wide? Or we just want to buy a house? Well, you know, at the same time that our house burned is when this COVID was just going wide open. We had crazy fires going on everywhere. Then we had the hurricane going on. So we have complete national disaster going everywhere. So what's that make that do? Well, let's see. A 2x4 that used to cost $2 is now $9. The people that used to work and build double wides, well, they don't want to work because they're afraid they're going to catch COVID. So the lumber business goes up. Well, then they can't get people to build their homes. So they're saying it's going to be the middle to end of summer before we could get a double wide. So I'm like, well, this is not looking good. So then we're trying to go and maybe build us a pole barn house. And again, the price on that was going to be astronomical. I mean, crazy. And we're just like, what are we going to do? I mean, right when we think we got a plan, it gets shot down. We try another plan, it gets shot down. And this has gone for 3 to 4 months. Everything that we tried to come up with, it gets shot down. And we're just like, I don't know. We just didn't know what to do. And then one day I'm driving to work, and I seen that there was this house that they had up for auction. And it's a nice little house. And I thought, well, so, you know, they're auctioning it off and it'll be something crazy. Well, it ended up not auctioning off. So the very first day that house went up for sale, we immediately called the realtor and went in and looked at it, and we put a bid on it right then. And come to find out, there ended up being 12 bids put down on that house that day. So then we had to have a bidding war, naturally. And I'm just like, it is just one thing after another. Well, somehow or another, they heard about the circumstances that we were in, and they ended up accepting our bids. And the bank and everybody just cleared everything. So the rumor has it now we should be closing on this house, I think, on the 12th. So hopefully, maybe by next weekend, the Tweedies will have a home and we can all be under one roof because right now the Tweedies are all living under 4 different roofs. So we're very happy about that. And
Right,
it's just
right.
been crazy. But you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Another thing is, yes, we've had a lot of rough times and a lot of bad things happen. But you see this? It ain't going nowhere. I'm going to smile no matter what because you know what? It could be worse. You know, nobody got hurt in the fire. You know, we got a roof over our head. There's always things can be worth it. And that's what people's got to understand. No matter how bad things get, don't ever give up. Keep pushing forward and don't be such a sourpuss.
That's right.
You know,
So
put
great.
that smile on your
Always
face,
better
no
to
matter how bad it is, because
Too soon.
it can always be worse. Just like my daughter, you know, she was basically paralyzed and couldn't walk or anything. And she would get
Still
up
useless.
every day and smiling. Yes, she'd be crying, but you know, she never gave up. And you know what? My daughter just won the queen of her school, what, 2, 3 days ago. A girl that went from couldn't walk, stuck in a wheelchair, to now she's a beauty queen. I mean, that's why I'm saying never, ever give up.
You're talking about
Keep pushing
Austin, right?
forward. Yes, Austin's the beauty queen. Yeah. He's got that gel. Have you ever heard that Dapper Dan? That's
No.
what he uses in his hair. You have never heard Dapper Dan?
No.
It's a thing of the past. Nobody uses Dapper Dan.
Austin?
See, told you.
We don't use the same stuff. We do not use Dapper Dan.
Oh, speaking of Dapper Dan, here he is.
He just
So
stuck his head
anyway,
over.
that's what I'm saying. I'm very proud. My kids are all healthy. We're all doing good, and we're not giving up. And hopefully one day we'll all be back doing what we love to do. And I can see you out there on the racetrack again sometime, helping me try to get my truck in the trailer when it's pouring down rain. Remember that?
Yeah. that crazy show. So me and Mark it was funny because after the show, Mark was determined to find some ice cream. He did not he will search all over the whole fair just to find ice cream. So we found ice cream. We come back and we see you and your son, Logan, just like, what's going on here? And he's like, we're loading up the girl because you guys, that was the first night because I think you blew a motor, right?
No, I had to
Something
go to
happened where you got,
California.
oh yeah, had to go to California. And
Yeah,
wasn't
it was a one night show, and we got rained out, and I had to leave. I had no choice. I don't remember whatever was the big deal. We had to be in California. We only had like a day and a half or something to get there, and I think it was this. We had to do like 7 shows
At San Diego?
in 5 days or something. Yeah, and
San Diego Fair. Like that.
we did it because there was 2 shows that day, wasn't there? We did the afternoon show and then the Saturday night shows when we got pampered, wasn't it?
Yeah, and
And
then that Saturday night show went to the Sunday show because
yeah, that's what it was. So anyway,
yeah,
we got so much water on the motors and everything because it just came. We was actually what we do in the intros, but we stand on the tires or something, and it just started pouring down rain, and everything just got soaked, and it just took
no. It wasn't even intros, Rodney. You guys were done. It was just you and Mark signing autographs. The main, I guess, the fan driver thought he was too cool to sign autographs. So anyway, after the pit party, we were all parked. And then I remember me and Logan started tarping the motors. Well, you have that little like scan, like that little thing that covers up the motors on the back of the truck. Anyway, we didn't even start the intro or the show. It just started pouring right then and there, and it poured for an hour. We didn't even do intros. It was after pit party, and then we parked the trucks and everything like that, and we're over by then. Yeah, there's a 3-headed sunshine now.
I can't go anywhere.
I can't go
It's,
anywhere.
it's the paparazzi. It happens to me all the time. Ugh.
Oh,
Yes, I'll
anyway.
sign your guys' nipples in a minute.
A gentleman named Austin Tweedy said that he will pay for the check for
He
dinner.
did. Did he? Boy, ain't he? Did he really
It
say
says, "Hey
that?
Dad, I got the check for you." It says it right there in chat. "Hey Dad, I got the check for you. Dinner. I'll get the dinner, please."
Well, I'm afraid not, because here's the check, and he's over there. That looked like he's got the check for me.
Let me rephrase that. Oh, it was in Spanish. I translated. It says, "Hey Dad, can you pay for dinner, please?"
That sounds more like it.
I mean, not Spanish, Portuguese. Anyway, but I mean, yeah, that was a crazy. I don't know. It was one of
It
those
was.
programs just to be there, and then we wanted to all head out as soon as we can.
Yeah. Well, and remember, it got so well. Everything was underwater like a 5 foot, and I had to get out of there that night, and it was so muddy. I did not ever think we were ever going to get out of there. We came out of that in the pits. That whole semi was sliding sideways all the way, trailer and everything. How we ended up got out of there, I don't know. And I couldn't believe you guys got out the next day. I guess it really dried out pretty quick. It was horrible that night.
But it was hot too. It was like almost that whole weekend was hot. It was like 90, 95 the whole weekend. So that
Yeah,
Sunday, as soon as the sun hit, it started drying out pretty fast. It was pretty crazy. I tell you that much.
it was. I remember I was soaking wet from sweating the afternoon show. I forgot all about that. You got a great memory. But yeah, that was miserable.
Yeah,
But
that
oh
was
well,
a.
we loved it.
I remember we had to fix the corner of Raminator because it was just a hot day. Then Nathan got sick, and then I got sick that Friday. I was tiring up the truck for the display, and I started getting dizzy. And I was like, "Mark, I'm gonna sit down." And Mark says, "I just started walking around, seeing what's going on with you, and you're sitting down, and then you fainted." Like I went whoosh on the trailer, and then I wake up and I look up, and Mark's over looking over my head. He says, "You all right?" And I was trying to collect myself, and he's like, "Man, that was pretty hard." And I was like, "I don't remember what happened, but that weekend was a endurance. I tell you that much. It was the heat was not in our favor whatsoever. It was
And you know, and that's the thing. I don't really know if the fans even realize how much us drivers go through to entertain them, because just like what you said, we got on our fire suits, our helmets. They have no idea how hot it gets inside those trucks, and we do it week in and week out, day after day, and we do it all just because we love to race and compete, but we do it for the fans. And, sometimes it gets really miserable, but it's always worth it in the end, because when you look down, you see those little kids smiling from ear to ear and just speechless. And they just think you're just the greatest thing since sliced bread. It means the world to me. And it does to all the other drivers out there too, because that's why we all do it. Just to, give these kids an opportunity to be happy, because there's so many kids out there that don't have good lives and all that, and really those are the ones that usually can only afford to go to monster truck show instead of getting to go on a vacation to Florida or something. So you want to make sure those kids are happy, because I mean that's what the bottom line is for any of us drivers, and you know that as well, doing what you do.
right, and that it's the momentum. I was a kid watching monster trucks, and I wish I can help out. I mean, them also when they move up too, and it's bad for me because I see a kid like, "Hey, what's going on?" And then my head's like, 5 years later, this boy's gonna be taller than me. So I
Because
mean, I
I don't. I mean, I remember when I was a little kid. I was like 4, and I would watch Jerry Dishman driving, and I was just like, man, I sure hope I grow up to be taller than him. And you know, luckily, I did, and I wonder how he's doing that. How old is he, you think? Is he in his 60s or 70s?
I was with him. I was with him at the Super Bowl. See, Rodney. The problem is if I continue on with that joke, I'll hear about it and I will see him. I don't know when the next time you'll see Jeremy. So
It doesn't matter. You know why? Because when I post something or whatever, it's always old man. Anything I post, oh, you old man. And I'm just like, he'll never let it go. Never, ever, ever. But it's okay because I love Jeremy. He's a good old boy. We've been friends. Well, I'm not so sure. Maybe I started driving for Bigfoot about the same time. He might have started driving for the Hall brothers. I think it was somewhere around in there. He started at the same time, I think. I came to Bigfoot in 2006, and I'm not sure when he went to Hall Brothers or started driving for him.
I think he started driving like around 2005-ish, 2004, 2005-ish. He asked a question I'm not going to ask. So anyway, Bob Trent said hi. Did you hear me?
No, I didn't hear you.
I said Jeremy has a question I'm not going to ask. And Bob Trent is on, and he said hi.
I told Bob Trent that I said hi, and I so hope that he's just as sexy as ever because I haven't seen him in a while, but I'm sure he is.
So we're going to talk a little bit. Let's talk about Bigfoot 14. There was the newer trucks like 18, 19, and 21. Why did you like 14 so much? And why was that truck seem so different compared to the other three? Because you could have moved up to those other trucks if you wanted to also, but what got you sticking to 14?
Well, honestly, I never did get a chance to go into the new trucks. I'll tell you that straight up. I always told Bob before I ever retired, I wanted to be able to drive a new truck because I would love to see what 21 lands like or see what 18 lands like. And it just never worked out that way, because Larry was in 21. And when 18 come around, they was doing the toughest monster truck tour. And, 14's a pretty old truck. It's a good old truck, don't get me wrong. But, it's pretty rough as far as, the chassis being able to take the beating that they have at the toughest monster truck tours. And, he's just like, we really need to probably put somebody in that truck that's a little younger that's going to have to stay up all night long working on the truck, getting ready for the next day's show because their shows are so hard.
Do you know who this is?
And I was like, well, I totally understand that, So that's why Christian went into 18 and I stayed in 14. And, but, 14 is a great truck. It had a lot of issues when we first started with it. Just getting the shocks dialed in and, getting back on its feet, like it should be, like the Bigfoot trucks all are, where they all look brand new, even though the truck was 24, 25 years old. My thing is I want the truck to look like it was just made yesterday. And so me and Logan, we started in sanding on the frame, sanding everything down, repainting everything. The guys in the shop, they're working on the truck, getting it all dialed in. And I'll tell you what, by the time we got done with that truck, and if everybody knows the race that we raced, I raced Larry in Nashville, Tennessee, one-on-one, 14 versus 21, straight line tender race. Hot Rod took out Larry in the new 21 truck. So I'm going to tell you right now, that 14 truck, it might be really old, but she's still really fast.
Well, let's go back before the COVID. You were running the 14 with the classic 74 to 79 Bigfoot body at the Hot Wheels store. Completely different, not completely different, but a different format compared to some of the first quarters that you ran. How was the Hot Wheels tour, and how was it to run your truck in the concrete format?
Well, I'll tell you what. I have done a lot of shows. I mean, I've run for just about every pony. I've even done a Monster Jam show years ago. And I'll be honest with you, those concrete shows are probably more harder than any other shows that there is out there. And I know that people in the grandstands are watching and they're not out there doing backflips, cartwheels, and rolling and all that. But I'm telling you right now, the concrete shows is hard on equipment. There's no give anywhere. And I'll tell you what, it took some getting used to because when I went to the 79 Ford body, because I ran the Super D body and the snake bite bodies, and you can see pretty good out of those. But when we put that 79 cord body on it, you couldn't see nothing. You can't see over the hood at all.
I got some stuff
And
for
I'm
you
just
while I
like,
was up here.
man, we got to do something. So I told Dan about it. He said, I told you, Rodney. He said,
No, but
these
I'll
are very
show you
hard to
maybe
see
on
out of.
Thursdays
So
when
what
I
we
get
ended
back
up
to
doing
Texas.
is we actually cut some slots in the grill so that way I could actually look through the
I'm
grill
going to be here till tomorrow,
and see the
but I'm coming
cars to
back
hit them.
Texas tomorrow.
And it just totally, people just don't understand.
Here, Grandma wants to talk to you for a minute, okay?
When you're in a small arena like that and you've got dasher boards everywhere and you're broadsiding cars and you're, having to deal with all these obstacles like we are, it is hard. It is harder to do a show like that than it is any big stadium show because you don't want to hurt the arena at all. You don't want to, tear up your truck either. So there's a ton of pressure on you trying to do, and then we would do sometimes 3 or 4 shows a weekend, and that's hard. And then pack up, go from say New Orleans to California, then from California back to Fort Worth, Texas, then back to California again. And I'll tell you, it was hard. It really was. Just physically, mentally, uh, having problems with the trucks, the semis. It was tough. It really is. But I'm telling you what, you will not meet a better group of guys to run for than Hot Wheels. Those guys are first class. Ray, I'm telling you what, that man, he's been around in this a long time. He knows his stuff. And I'll tell you what, their shows are spot on, perfect. And I mean, they are just a first class organization. And I enjoyed it running for those guys tremendously because they treated me like, I was part of the family a long time. And they had Darren Snell running that tour before I started. And so I was just kind of nervous going in behind Darren because I had no idea, how the shows were going to go. And, naturally, the first day I go in there, first show, I go out there standing up, riding the wheelie across the arena, nick the floor, then turn around, back in the wall. And I'm just like, this did not start out real good with them. So anyway, I had to tone it down a lot because I was trying to impress them and do a good job. And I was just driving a little too hard. And I got scolded for it. Don't get me wrong. They wasn't mean or nothing, but it's just like you got to tone it down a little bit there, Hot Rod. You're getting a little carried away. Well, again, I didn't know how extreme I was supposed to run at that time. And you got the or Bobby Holman and his son running, and they don't run easy. And then you got Derek Anson running his 2 trucks, and they don't run easy. So there was a lot of pressure on me and Christian, to go out there and do a good job. And I had to change my driving all the way around, on concrete because it's definitely nothing like dirt. And I finally got that dude dialed in, though, and I could take him out in wheelies, racing, freestyle. We won a few championships with them, but it wasn't easy, and nothing's gave to nobody. It's everything you have to earn it. And but that's Hot Wheels, and they're by far, in my books, the #1 promoter right now out there. They are doing some amazing stuff with Bigfoot and with the other teams. And it was very fortunate they gave me a chance to run with them. And I'd do it all over again because, like I said, they are a great, great bunch of people.
So I got a thing from Philip Norman,
Right.
the crew chief of Christian Norman, the Norman sisters, I mean brothers. They said, Phil said this: I don't have a question, I have a statement. Out of all the people in the monster trucks, Logan, Rodney, and Austin, and the whole Tweedy family are some of the nicest people in the world and industry. And Phil, there's a lot of ands in this. For everything that has happened to them, they do nothing but stay positive, optimistic, and pure-hearted. Phil, this whole paragraph could be a drinking game with the word "and" in it. Pure-hearted, and I'm so honored to not only call them my friends, but family. All of them would give their shirts off their backs and not ask for anything in return. And to be that pure and general, whatever, is so hard to find in the world. Keep that positive, optimistic outlook on life. Just kidding. Matter how, just kidding. Matter how negative it is, gets you guys are so amazing. And he said, love ya.
He is such an awesome guy. Him and Christian, I'm telling you, we have been through so much together, and it's so weird because when Christian come to Bigfoot, honestly, I didn't know who he was. I'd never heard of him. I just didn't have a clue who he was. And I'm not kidding you. It was just like instantly, man. The same day that I met him, we bonded and we became best friends just that fast. And then here comes Phil dragging in there, and I'm telling you what, those two boys right there, they just they don't make them any better than them two. They are both good as gold, and you know, we have gone through so much together. They have helped us, supported us when we needed help. We've supported them and helped them when they needed us. And I'll tell you what, that's the good thing about the Bigfoot family is we all lean on each other and we try to take care of each other because, you know, what we do is not easy. It isn't. You know, you're gone on the road constantly and, you know, you have breakage and carnage and, you know, just emotional stuff. And we are all for each other. We're always there to pick each other up. And that's a great thing I loved about Christian and Phil is because those two boys always had a smile on their face and they are just some good people. And Bob and Ann hired them. That was just a great thing ever because we needed some good guys like that. We really did because it's not easy finding uh, people like that in this world today. It's hard to find good drivers that'll go out there and do a good job and not tear up equipment. This is a job. This is a business. All the teams out there, at the end of the day, you're trying to make a couple of bucks just to pay for everything. And those two guys right there would do anything in the world to make sure that truck got back out there for the fans, and they would do it with a smile on their face. I couldn't tell you how many times Christian has stayed up with me getting my truck back together. I'd stay up with him getting his truck back together. It's just that's just hard to find. It is because you know there's so many egos out there that I'm driving Bigfoot, I'm a superstar, and I'm the greatest since whatever. But
Sliced
that's
bread.
not how it works. You can't do that. You know that. If you want to be a
Yeah.
successful person in this business, you better go out there and give it everything you got. And that means from the inside and out. You take care of whoever's truck you're driving, and you take care of yourself, and you do what you got to do to make your boss some money, and you make some money, and make the fans some money because that's what it's all about. And that's what people don't understand. Oh, I bet there's 1,000 people ready to drive Bigfoot. Well, yeah, there is 1,000 people ready to drive Bigfoot. But can you find a guy that can go out there? He can do the PR work. He can drive a semi. He can work on the truck. Be gone for a while. It's just on and on and on. Stay off drugs. My gosh, you can't find anybody. It seems like these days it's just off drugs. It's just that hard to find people that will do all these things and be able to walk in a room and their head's not so big they could fit through a door wall. It's crazy. It really is. And that is why I love Christian and Phil. They keep it real. They keep it down to earth. And they're just a couple of knuckleheads, but they're good guys.
I have a story to tell you, Rodney. We were working on, it was actually, me, Phil, and Christian. We were in Minneapolis, and we're working on Christian was crew chiefing on Mohawk Warrior, and we're working and stuff like that, and we're like asking stupid questions, wrenching on the truck, and then I asked Phil, of like, hey, can you get this blah 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 blah, and what does this do? And he's like, geez, I don't know. And he goes walking off, and then we're just laughing about it because we're like trying to figure it out. We're trying to get the tire back on and get ready for that. It was a 2-day stadium, so one on a Friday night and one on a one Saturday night and one Sunday afternoon. And man, I lived with them. I lived in Christian's house, and there was one time, I don't know what the hell, I was coming back from something, and I'm like, okay, it's about 4:00 in the morning. I'm like, I need to take a shower. And I go ahead and turn the shower faucet on. The handle breaks, and the water just keeps on going. And I'm calling Christian like around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, saying, "Hey man, hey, and he comes around and he's like, "What, man?" I was like, "The water's broken. I don't know what's going on. The handle came off. I just broke it. I don't know what's going on." And he's like, calm down. I just shut off the water. But I call him at like 4 o'clock in the morning and ask him for help. And it's just, I lived with them, and we, did Monster Jam, and it was always a good time with them. I remember one time there was a crew member. His name's Fry Daddy. His name's Chris, and he borrowed the shop van. It was a white van. We got the cops called on us because he parked in our house, and our house is in the HOA area. And the neighbors called the cops because it was a white van, and they were afraid that something was going on. And we get there, and like hour later, the cops were hanging out with us, just chatting and stuff like that. We're just having a good time. And they told us what happened, and we're like, really? That sucks. And but still, that was always a great time with those guys. But another thing I always liked about Phil is he did a great impression of Ron Bachman, and he always he always is a good one. Phil, I have to hear that one more time. But I remember it was him. We were doing the toughest tour, and it was always Ron Bachman, and Phil. And Ron always tricked me. He always said, "Man, this arena doesn't have any pretzels. There's no, and gosh darn, there ain't get it." So I'm looking around the arena, and everyone knows that I have not been to one arena that has not sold any pretzels. But that man tricked me at 4 events, saying this was. He got me. I got Ron 4 pretzels during the toughest monster truck season because I didn't care because I bought myself one too. So I love the pretzels anyway. But it was great, and Phil does a pretty good impression. Do you have any let's know. Do you have any good funny stories of Ron?
Me? Oh, I have a ton of them.
Can you tell one?
But hang on a second.
Maybe
I got
2?
a special guest here. Look who that is.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, how's it going? Oh.
She is my sweetheart. This is Austin's little girl.
Hi.
She's my doll. She really is. I tell you, I love that kid so much. But I'm telling you right now, we was doing a show. Actually, my first rollover when I rolled over in Oklahoma. He was my crew guy that weekend, and we're out there. We was kicking everybody's butt. We was winning everything, and we was in freestyle, and I had a great freestyle going on, and I slid that dude around, and that baby hooked on me and shot up on the sidewalls of the tires, and I bicycled that thing all the way across the arena until I was almost getting ready to hit the wall, and then they shut me off. flipped upside down. And I'll never forget, I'm hanging upside down. And I was always kind of nervous about all of them because I'd never done it before. And I'm hanging there and I'm thinking, hey, this wasn't so bad after all. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And next thing I know, the track guys are jumping. One's on one side, one's on the other side, and they're screaming at each other. I can't see, I can't see. And the other one's like, I can't see it, I can't get in. I'm like, what the crap's going on? Well, the whole time I'm still hanging upside down. And I still got my sternum strap, everything's still on. It starts cutting my air off. I can't breathe. And I'm like, this ain't cool, guys. I need to get out of here. And they're screaming at the top of their lungs because there was some training fluid or something was dripping out in their eyes, and they got it in their eyes or something and couldn't see nothing. So I'm literally hanging upside down for like 2 or 3 minutes. And I just had to give up on them. So I did sternum strap. I did the lap belt, and I grabbed hold of the bar and, fell down. I crawled out. And lo and behold, here comes the big man. And he's walking, Ron walking across there. He gets over there to me, and he said, are you all right? I said, yeah, I'm okay. He said, okay. I said, hey, can you go ahead and call Bob Tripp for me and tell him what happened? He goes, he said, no, I didn't roll the truck over. You did. You're calling Bob. And I was like, come on, man. He's like, no. I was like, so I called Trent, told him, and, after he's like, you okay and all that? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I said, we can patch you back together. We'll be good for tomorrow night. He said, perfect. So we flipped that dude over, and I mean, the body was toast, but we drilled a jillion holes when we put some zip ties in it. And Ron was so big, he didn't have to stand on a ladder. He just walked out next truck. Oh, yeah, I'm just, zip tied it all back together. So then that night, we're out there, and we're freestyle again. We kicked everybody's butt again. The truck was on kill. We're in freestyle. I didn't even make it maybe 50 yards, and then all of a sudden this bomb exploded behind me and threw 2 pistons rods through the oil pan, blew the motor sky high. I'm like, oh boy. So I get out. Here comes Ron. He's like, what'd you do? I was like, oh, blow the motor. I said, look, can you call Pop? He goes, no. He said, I didn't blow the motor up. You did. I was like, so I was like, okay. So I called Bob, told him. He's like, okay. So anyway, mind you, it's 18 below zero outside. It is freezing cold. And we're trying to stuff this truck in this trailer with a blown motor that the chassis has been around like this. So the front of the truck's hitting one side of the trailer and the back of the truck's hitting the other side of the trailer. We couldn't get that thing hardly ever. We just wedged that thing inside there. And it was so cold. Well, that's just the beginning of it because Ron loves cold, okay? We go back to the hotel that night. I walk in that room. He's got the air conditioner turned down to 50 degrees in there. And I mean, it is absolutely miserable. And he just laughs, strips down in his little whitey tighties, jumps on his bed. Ron, he's a huge man, just laying over there laughing like crazy. I got on a hoodie, my sweatpants, thermal underwear. I'm freezing to death. He throws his blankets, sheets, and everything over on top of me. And he just laughs. And just, that man was just tough as nails. He really was. And just, they had the heart of gold. He would do anything for anybody. And we formed a really good friendship between me and him because he was just an amazing person. He just really was. I mean, that guy had so many stories that he never could tell the same story twice because he just told so many of them. And I miss him dearly. He was always an icon to me and such a good person, good-hearted. And that was a tough one because he passed away right after my mom passed away, like a week or two right after her. Trying to deal with both of them that soon together was pretty devastating. but it is what it is. You can't control nothing. You just got to keep pushing forward.
My
Oh
second
man.
potatoes.
Well, so man, that's good. We always have a Ron Bachman story. And my last question for you is, I started this maybe a year ago, and I thought maybe it'd be pretty cool to hear from a driver's aspect. Uh, what was the coolest thing you ever crushed?
The coolest thing I ever crushed, you know what? One of the biggest, I mean, I've done so much. I really have. But the coolest thing that really sticks in my head was the time, I think I was up in New England area somewhere, and Bob Chandler Jr. called me up and said, "Hey, Topps baseball cards wants you to run over a bunch of these cards to it'll be actually a Bigfoot's autograph on these collector cards." And I was like, "Say what?" So anyway, Topps shows up, and they have 100 of these cards. And what they did was they actually took ink and rolled my tire, and then I would literally drive over all of these collector cards. And they gave me first choice to pick it, and then that was just kind of cool, because I mean, how many people do you know at a monster truck sign for real a card? That was just a cool thing for me. I've done a lot of cool stuff, but for whatever reason, I really thought that was pretty neat.
That's pretty cool. The Topps card company and stuff like that. That's
Mm-hmm.
pretty awesome.
And they only did 100
And
of them.
100 of them. Is there any other
Yeah.
uh, other items that you've crushed?
Uh, well, I actually ran over my grandmother's brand new Cadillac when she got it, but it wasn't in a monster truck. I was actually in my pickup truck. That was the first thing I ever crushed in my life, and it was totally by mistake. She just bought this brand new Cadillac, and I had this 76 Chevy four-wheel drive, had a 16-inch lift kit, 44s on it. I mean, this thing was just a monster. Anyway, my grandma, she came down to visit my mom and dad one weekend, and she parked off to the side. And I come bebopping out of the house, jumped up in my truck, put it in reverse, took off, and all of a sudden I felt felt the back of the truck go up, and then it just came down. Well, then I looked up, and my dad was standing on the front porch, and he literally took his hands and threw them over his face like this. And I'm like, I put my hands up in the air, like, what? And he points behind me. Stop, get out, look. And I literally ran up the front of my grandma's Cadillac, up the windshield, down off the side of the car, and crushed the front of the car. The windshield busted it. I mean, just messed it all up. She came outside, and that's where it all went south, because she got really mad, and she wouldn't talk to me for like a year after that, because it was a bad incident. And oh, there, I'm back.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, she was not a real happy camper over that, because like it was a fancy Cadillac. It was one of those that talk to you, and I think it had a speech impediment after that, because it would stutter a lot, I think, when I talked to her. Yeah, it was not a good thing. But that was probably my start of my monster truck career, was actually crushing my grandma's car by mistake.
Good job, Ronnie. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm an entertainer. I was born to entertain. That's just
Are you
how it was.
entertained? Are you pleased? But is there any social media people can follow you at?
I just, do my thing nowadays. I've got my Facebook. I got Instagram. I'm on that all the time. I'm just me. Doing my thing. Trying to keep people happy, and I really miss driving. I miss it a lot. I don't know how many more years I got left in racing, but I'm going to keep going as long as I can. I'm still good and healthy. I've started a diet as of this January. I've lost 15
Seafood.
pounds so far. So my goal is I want to lose another 50 this summer. And Logan, he's been on a diet. He's lost like 35 pounds. And he's the one that motivated me to do this because I was just like, man, I'm bigger than I've ever been in my life. And I couldn't stand it. And I seen him lose his weight. And I'm like, I can do this. I've done it before. I've lost like 40 pounds one time. And I'm like, I know I can do this. So I started it all over again. And I'm on a good diet. Like I said, I've just watch what I eat, drink a lot of water, and try to stay away from sweets. And it's working. It is. I feel much better already, and I know I got a little ways to go, but I'm going to stay positive about it. We're going to get old Hot Rod back into being big sexy again.
Nice. The last person to give a love is Tina and Scotty. They said, "Hey, Hot Rod, on nothing."
Oh, man, I miss those guys. Golly. See, this monster truck stuff's got to start again. I've got so many people I got to go see. And Tina and Scotty. And, oh, my goodness. There's just tons and tons of people that I've made friends with in California and on the East Coast and Canada and Florida, Texas. I got family everywhere. And I've got to get out there and get to see the people again. So let's all start masking up, doing what we're supposed to do, and get rid of this COVID thing because it's real. My wife's dad just passed away Sunday from it. And, people's got to start taking this serious and get this thing gone so we can get our lives back and everybody can get back to doing what we love to do and entertaining and racing and getting out here and traveling. Because, Hot Rod's not done yet. We've still got a lot left in him. And Logan is just chomping at the bit. He's ready to drive. He was so close to driving, too. He got his CDL permit. He was going to get his CDLs, and he was going to start crushing cars last summer. Then this COVID thing stopped and just shut him down. And that has been hard on him, man, really hard, because he wants to race and he wants to compete so bad, and all this stopped. And so he's pretty tore up over it. Austin, he was going to start driving. He was going to have his own truck, and that got shut down. Cameron, he was going to run for some beauty pageants, and they stopped all that, so he can't run.
Dang it.
But
anyway, your favorite Austin just commented, and it's not Austin Tweedy, it's Austin Mitten.
my other son.
He said, "What's up? How's it going, Hot Rod? It's your favorite Austin."
He is by far. Austin Mitten is the man. I'll tell you what. I miss that boy. He's a good kid. See, this stuff's got to stop. I am so ready to get back out there. So many people I want to come out and hang out, see again, race against. I know there's so many guys out there that want to try to beat me that, they're not going to. But, I want to give them a chance anyway. Like Jeremy, that poor guy. He's so old. And
he's getting back behind the wheel. He's gonna be at I think he'll be behind. He was with me at the Super Bowl. That guy.
You said behind the wheel. You mean like a wheelchair or what?
Whatever you guys want to race, he's ready to go. He has taught me a lot, and he has. And the one thing I think was he taught me, he was like, it is what it is, but be professional and like learning about these dealerships and seeing how it is. And you taught me like this is a boundary. You can work your way around it. Just stuff like that. And
you have to take care of your sponsors. That is a huge, huge deal to any team. You can go out there and win every race in the world. And if you have unhappy sponsors, that could just about be the end of your team. That was always a big thing. I think it was Firestone Summit. Golly, we would do so many displays and car crushes for those guys. And I always made sure that we left. They had a smile on their face. They was happy, and they wanted me to come back. And it was the same with the other drivers, Christian, Darren, Larry. I mean, that was the thing. Anytime we ever did anything for those sponsors, they we did whatever we could that we had to do to take care of them because they mean the world to the team. And without good sponsors, it's hard for teams to be successful. And Jeremy's right on that. You gotta go in there, be as professional as you can, be nice as you can, kiss as many babies as you can, and try to hug as many moms as you possibly can. Because at the end of the day, mom ain't happy, nobody's happy.
Right. Like the saying goes, because that mom is probably married to someone, so a happy wife is a happy life. So if
That's
you can,
true.
you're helping a brother out. But man, it was awesome for you to be on and catching up on everything that's going on. Also, I don't know if the Mexican restaurant's closing because if we continue on, we probably would have done a 24-hour interview of you at the Mexican restaurant. So you might as well keep ordering what you want.
That was the one thing I've always been known for is I can talk to a wall. I could talk to a tree. It don't matter. I just got the gift of gab.
Right.
And and you know what? That really helps out in this industry too, and which because it's good you just sometimes got to talk to yourself to have a conversation. And I'm pretty good at that too.
Yeah, I just Phil just put Cheech and Hall brothers match made in heaven and I tell you, Phil, you just put so many ands in that paragraph. It was just like whatever happened to the comma. I felt like John Madden there with that laugh. Anyway, man, it was awesome to have you on, and it's
I'm
always
glad
great
you
to have
did. Thank you. It means a lot to me, to get out here. Hopefully I had a fan or two watch tonight and know that
about
I'm
like
still alive
3 or
and
4.
kicking, and we're coming back as soon as we can. I'm telling you, we will be
I'll
back.
tell you.
And
How far are you from St. Louis?
I'm about from the shop about 2.5 hours. That's about around there. So now that I'm moving, I'll actually be about 2 hours and 25 minutes.
So how far are you from Champaign?
Champaign, I'm about 3 hours. Yeah, that's about right. I'm just like in Southern Illinois. Just hop on 57 and boogie right on up to your guys' place. Like that's just I'm a good central location. So what?
57. So you're past Effingham, right?
Oh yeah. I'm down past. You know where Carbondale, Illinois is?
I believe so.
Okay. You know where Marion is?
Yeah.
Cape Girardeau. You know where Cape Girardeau, Missouri is?
No.
I already said that. Well, anyway, I'm like 30 miles from the very bottom of Illinois. Champaign is right at. What exit are you?
So you're south. You're south, not west.
No, I'm south.
Yeah. Okay.
If you was to run out of Hall's shop and go out there and jump on that interstate and follow it down to exit 30, that would bring you to where I live.
Okay, so you're kind of close to that area where it, like you're going to Memphis, and it branches off from 57 to 55.
Yeah, we're down in that area. That's where I'm at.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. And all right. Well, man, I thought you were near. I thought you were kind of near St. Louis because I was gonna stop by.
Yeah, no, you can still stop by. I just won't be in St. Louis. You'll have to come down here. You can come down here and see me and the boys. We'll go see Doug Charles, which I cannot thank enough for what him and his family's done for us. The Charles family is just probably some of the most awesomest people in our lives at this moment because they have really, really went above and beyond for us. And I just can't thank them enough. That's for sure.
Gotcha. Man, it's awesome to have you on. Good times. Great oldies. That's for Jeremy.
There's just so many stories. we could go on for hours, but I totally get things. But maybe we can do this again.
We
That
will.
would
We
be
will, we
nice.
will have an episode called Story Time with Rodney.
That would be awesome. And maybe maybe then I'll have some of my buddies stop in here, like Christian Hill, and we'll make it like the Three Amigos or the Three Musketeers show, something like that. We could do.
We'll do that. We'll
Yeah.
do that.
You
I'll
know,
sit back and I'll let the Bigfoot crew take over. Crush this. We could do that instead of Story Time with Rodney. We can have the hand movement gestures and the interpretive hand movements by Rodney Tweedy. But we can also have Bigfoot takeover on Crush This. So we could do
and
that if you guys want
I
to.
gotta thank one more person, and that is Penny Chandler, because she is so awesome. That's Ann's sister, and nobody ever says anything about her. And she needs
She's
to
awesome.
get some recognition because she busts her butt to make sure all those Hot Wheels trucks get shipped out, get taken to the shows. That she packs all the novelties for the shows, and I just think she is such an amazing person. And she's so behind the scenes, and she never gets much credit. I know she's probably not watching, but who somebody is that sees her, just let her know that Hot Rod did a shout out to her because she is one of the most awesomest behind the scenes people at Bigfoot.
Yeah, she keeps that merchandise area
She
awesome.
does.
Penny's a great lady. I love Penny. Um, Once again, Rodney, I got Phil and Christian already okay about this, so we got a plan. Maybe when the ball starts rolling and we'll get everything going on here, we'll have a little bit of a Bigfoot takeover. So
Heck yeah.
maybe have people on do that and just talk about stories and stuff like that. And I think that'd be cool. But thank you, Hot Rod, for being on. Once again, I will post tomorrow on our Facebook page and Instagram the metallic Charlie Angels Bigfoot wrap for if you're in RCs, it's perfect for you. If not, it's pretty cool. It's metallic, so it's a truck wrap for anyone that wants it. JB Scale Graphics is donating it for the auction. So we're gonna start this up. We're gonna start. Okay, we'll start Thursday. That's 5 days from Tuesday. So yeah,
Thank
right.
you.
Right.
I
Friday,
really,
Saturday.
really greatly appreciate that. We all do.
Yep,
Really,
we'll
really,
do that.
really, very much.
We'll start that on Thursday and no Friday. It's between Thursday and Friday. 5 days from now. I need to learn how to count. Sorry, peep. But once again, thank you again. Thank you for Joe Sylvester and High Octane Coffee, Fred and Jason for J Concepts, Nick Davis from Back Channel Productions, Chris from 6B Apparel, John and Bex from JB Scale Graphics, and also Mr. Bradley Shaw. Hope he feels better. Next week's Ryan Capapone, and he's going to be on next week. Hopefully, we'll find out. But fans, thank you so much for being on. It was a great time. Good time catching up, Rodney, and having a good chat and everything like that. So, once again, thank you for being on, Rodney. Thank you, fans, and be on the lookout for that metallic Bigfoot wrap. But like Brad always says, keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down. Good night, take care, and goodbye. I don't even know if I ended this. And